Is there a thought in your head that, man, I gave a lot. I need to exhale. I got to give this thing some space here. Is that like time? I'm talking 15 months. I'm talking 18 months.
Yeah. I think for me, absolutely. And even, decompression's important. You're on this kind of really crazy treadmill / hamster wheel for a long time, loving the moment, loving the journey. At the same time, it's a daily fight. You wake up every day just like you do. And I have appreciation for so many people that are so committed every day to showing up to put their max effort into their life and their career. And I think for me, I want to be great at what I do. And even, talking even last week with the people at Fox Sports, and the leadership there allowing me to start, my Fox opportunity in the fall of 2024 is something that's great for me. So take some time to really learn, become great at what I want to do, become great at, thinking about the opportunity and making sure I don't rush into anything.
All right, brother from another back here at Super Bowl 57 from Phoenix, a regular at Super Bowls, and specifically here in Phoenix, is, of course, Tom Brady, who is now retired. Chris Sims, as an excellent broadcaster yourself, former player turned broadcaster yourself. I mean, Brady should be calling you up. But
37.5, please, NBC, give me that.
Well, so he's starting into you're almost there. He's starting
just a nudge away.
Yeah, he's starting in 24. But I don't know, man. Even some about the answer, some about how he responded, kind of gave me some encouragement about the kind of broadcaster he'll be when he starts. He seemed incredibly at peace and relaxed and thoughtful. Not that he's never not that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we've only seen him responding to questions as an NFL quarterback, not as a former quarterback. So maybe there's a guard that he will
let go,
instinctively let down. Now that he no longer has to either toe the Patriot or Buccaneer company line.
Right. Well, and we saw him let down the guard a little bit when he went from New England to Tampa. Right.
Yeah.
We saw that, so he's capable.
Yeah.
I've been around Tom a lot in my life. Tom's cool as hell.
Yeah.
He's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Yes, if he doesn't have Bill Belichick, looking over his shoulder, he's a lot cooler. That's for sure. I don't doubt that he'll be great at this job. I don't. I think he's, I think people, maybe he'll be a little too robotic, whatever. He's not. He's not going to be robotic. He's a great communicator.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, he's cool with everybody in the locker room. The country guy, the guy from the hood, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Old,
he's
young.
Cool. Right. Yeah. He's cool with them all.
Yeah.
So he's got that special way, let alone we know he's going to work and he's going to be emotionally invested in it because he's going to want to be good at it.
Yeah.
Good for him. Take a year off. You deserve that. You got a rough year with his family,
all
of that. Maybe get a little practice in announcing the game so the haters don't jump on you right away,
Sure.
Oh, man, they let go of Greg Olsen. Tom can't even tell me what's going on here in the third, right? So I think there's a lot of positives here. And
he also
I'm
gets some removal for us because we don't – it's like if he jumps right into it. Like, I don't know, let's talk about him doing something for this year's Super Bowl. If he jumps right into it, then it's still – a little too close. A little too close to what just happened, what just finished. Now he gets to be a year removed. I like that for him. But as far putting a wrap on, I guess, his career, because he seems serious,
it's over.
Despite my skepticism and other skepticism. His dad, and Charles Robinson talked to us about this, about, people around the league noticing, and I'm sure you did, his reluctance, his uncharacteristic reluctance to hold on to the ball and take his.
Yeah.
His dad gave voice to that about Brady telling Brady Sr., I'm tired of getting hit.
Yeah.
Can you, you didn't get hit for 23 years.
No, right.
But, can you speak to exactly, because that's something I think we took for granted about Brady, is how physically, it was always about Father Time, he's defeated Father Time.
Yeah.
He could still play.
Right.
He's obviously still sharp.
Stand in there and take it.
But how that takes a toll on you.
It does. It takes a toll on you. It starts to take a mental and physical effect on you. And you get to an age, again, I can't speak to that. I lived with a guy that can speak with that, and my dad. And, the problem, and we're seeing this with Aaron Rodgers, too, right now. It's a little bit more preservation than ever before in their careers, where you knew these are guys that'll do whatever they got to do to win the football game, but they're also, waking up in the morning on a Monday going, damn, I'm more sore now than I've ever been in my life, let alone they want to continue their career and continue to play at a high level. But I think it is that preservation that comes into, yes, there's a handful of plays every game where I go, damn, Brady 5 years ago, 8 years ago, he would have stood in there and thrown that 20-yard in cut. He had it. Man, he had it. And then it's, instead, the last year or two, it's a little, let me just get it out, and hey, we're getting to 2nd and 7 and move on. And that's cool. You can work it that way. It's just hard to win a Super Bowl that way. There's only so many opportunities you get to go, here comes a 35-yard post down the middle or a big in cut that you get to take advantage of. I think that's where it gets hard. And then when you start to worry about that a little bit and you're getting hit, then you start to not read defenses the right way either.
Yeah.
You start to go, well, I'm not going to wait for that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get here, and you go, get in the film room the next day, and the coach goes, well, why didn't you? This is going to be open, and I'm sure he gives some answer that not totally truthful, but that's one thing that is undefeated.
Yeah.
Father Time, he's been beating him up a little bit.
Yeah. Those body
but
blows
this
start
part,
to add up.
it's starting to get him a little.
They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. Who really wants to get hit by some of these guys?
Exactly.
I'm saying to Mike on the way in, Tom Brady has been a part of 2 classic Super Bowls here.
Yeah.
18-1.
Right.
Your Giants win.
Dodgy, man.
Okay. Then he was a part of, Malcolm Butler's Super Bowl here.
It's amazing.
Now, he wasn't a part of, Pittsburgh and Dallas. I think that the
Super
third,
Bowl 30.
the third and 4 years for the Cowboys right there.
I was there for that.
All right. So you were there for that one.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a classic?
I think this is going to be a classic.
You think so?
I do.
Why?
Well, I think, one, they're the 2 best teams in football, or at least in that, the 49ers, sure, at full strength. We can
I'm about to say,
the Bengals
Brandon
are
and
right
I
there.
disagree.
Brandon Ayuk is like, hands down.
I hear you. I mean, the 49ers are stacked. We know that. We do. The Eagles are the best team in football. To me, there's no weakness on the Eagles football team. There's probably the weakest position on their roster is running back, and it's not like it's bad. So they still have plenty of options and depth there. Now the Chiefs are not as good as the Eagles, but not so less than that. The Magic Man wearing 1-5, the guy that's already an all-time great for my money, can't tip the scales and go, oh, no, like the 49ers were better than the Chiefs in the 2019 Super Bowl. I have no doubt about it. That team was better. But when you got that quarterback, even though you're a little lesser, then you win by 10. So I think there's a lot of interesting matchups within the game here, let alone there's studs on both sides of the ball. And I think it's 2 teams that kind of relish the big lights, and I'm going to make the big play and do all that. I don't think it's going to be like 38-35, but I think 28-24, 28, somewhere in that range, right? That's kind of how I look at it.
Fellas, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to predict that a black quarterback is going to win this year's Super Bowl.
I do like that.
But what if one of the starting black quarterbacks gets hurt?
Well,
maybe I'll take the under.
Leads me perfectly into talking about injured quarterbacks. Right. And we'll talk more about the game throughout the week. But the 49ers.
Yeah.
Remember when Joe Montana was the GOAT, by the way?
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, we old enough to remember that, right?
Sure. He was my GOAT.
Yeah,
that was my guy.
Yeah. Joe Montana was out with our man Mike Silver, and he had some thoughts about the future of the 49ers quarterback position, which is certainly in flux.
Right.
Before that championship game, it was going to be Purdy next year on a rookie contract, and Trey Lance probably would have hung around and been the backup. But what do you do if you're them now?
Well, I start Jimmy. He has won a lot of games. I can't say the same for Trey, right? You don't know that from him. I don't think it's hard. I think you just start Jimmy.
The hard part is that Jimmy has a no franchise tag clause, and he's a free agent. So you got to really show him the love to try to get him back.
He still won a lot of games before he got hurt, right? And so he put him in that position to be able to go on that run to begin with. So you handed a guy a team sort of like somebody else I know got handed a good team. So you got to go with the guy who's been winning the games and gets the offense and go from there.
Was that
a shot of Steve Young? That was a shot? Right. Right.
And Steve Young, I'll say this all the time. Give me Steve Young circa 1992 to 1995 over anybody.
He's pretty amazing.
Over anybody.
I'm not going to go anybody, but it's kind of awesome.
Mofo.
Well, I mean, to me, he's just making the point of those are great teams.
They were. They were
great teams.
And so,
with no salary cap era.
That's true.
So that's the people forget.
And so what's old is new again. We've been talking about reruns the whole show.
Yeah.
So we know Aaron Rodgers out of his own mouth didn't go into San Francisco.
Right.
Where do the Niners go with this stacked team and this huge void at the quarterback position?
I mean, I don't think it's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
That's the first thing I'll say. That's over
That
and
ship
done
has
with.
sailed.
I think he's done with it. And again, I think you just saw. I mean, the only thing I'd argue with Joe there is just go, Joe. We saw another guy come in, and the offense was every bit as good, if not better, and it was maybe as good as we've seen the 49ers look over the last few years, right? So that's where I would, and that's no disrespect to Jimmy G. I understand he's starting caliber type of quarterback in football, but I think they're also trying to build something here for the future and have kind of a young nucleus. I have a hard time. I don't. Trey Lance is like Brock Purdy. I would expect if he can throw the ball somewhat close to 100%. By the time training camp comes, I expect him to be the starter. I do.
Yeah.
Brady's retired, so that's gone.
Yeah.
Right. I do think there was some let's feel each other out at the end.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
By Brady or the Niners, either way.
Okay.
Right. That was the one that made the most sense to me. Brady wasn't going to come back to some team that was like, we might go to the wild card game, right? He's going to a team that can win the Super Bowl, right? So the 49ers are the short list of those teams available. But I think, the team loves Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Right? Trey Lance, there's the rawness factor. Can he get the weapons, the ball? Debo Kittle, can he do that on a consistent basis, right? And then here we are, another year that would scare me with Trey Lance is we had the COVID year. He had a rookie year he didn't play. Now he didn't play again. He's never ran a 2-minute drill in a game in his life to this point, other than some preseason football, right? So those are the things where I go, I just don't know where this goes, and we might have fallen too far behind the curve to think we're going to.
So 2 ships might have sailed.
I wouldn't be shocked if 2 ships sailed.
Yeah.
I could see Brock Purdy with more of an established veteran coming in behind him as a bridge, just in case if Purdy gets hurt or if it does fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Then that would be how I would envision
Maybe
it.
Matt Ryan.
And they move on from Trey Lance.
I mean, again, I have no inside info there.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
But it just, the whole situation seems awkward. And then I ought to think with Trey Lance, too, he's got to be sitting here going, where is the future
What's
for
up?
me?
Right.
Sure.
Right? And then also what plays into that, if they did want to trade him or what could you get at this point for a Trey Lance? So there's a lot of things that go on in this scenario.
I got to like this. I like a guy who shoots his shot, just puts it right out there. Devontae Adams is like, Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Are you asking me if I want Aaron Rodgers to throw me the ball? Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I want to put it
course.
out there.
Right.
What's the likelihood of that?
Yeah,
happening?
what signs are you seeing? Because I'm going to this astrological thing. I don't know if you're going to check it out too.
Oh, I like.
I need to learn to love myself
astrology.
more.
I do. I'm a Virgo. I mean, I'm into that stuff. I really am. I mean, not like every day reading my horoscope. But.
So, I'm about to say, what are the signs? Are you reading the signs?
Well, listen, I know those guys out with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Right. I know how they work. I worked up in New England with Josh McDaniels. I played for him. Dave Ziegler was there. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is their cup of tea. I don't look at it that way. Aaron Rodgers wants to be the king of the castle. That's what he is. He's, that's the way Green Bay is. They went from Favre to him. They let their quarterbacks be the king of the castle. But McDaniel never going, wait, we just were with the GOAT, and he wasn't even the king of our castle. So you're not going to come in here and just tell us how to run the offense and do that. It's a total adjustment as far as the offense itself. And then here's my other thing. I mean, the New England way. If you're going to hire McDaniel and Dave Ziegler from New England, to me, this isn't like, we're going to turn it around in 1 year. You're in it for the long play, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Their ability to find value free agents and value in the draft is what made New England who they were for 20 years.
I think their best play is
So you got to let that work.
Stidham and draft a guy.
Exactly.
That's, I think, their best play.
That's to me where I would
also,
think.
look how bad Derek Carr looked. I don't think Derek Carr looked at times incompetent in that system.
Yeah.
That's a hard system
You
for
can't
people to
help
pick
yourself.
up.
hard.
You can't help yourself. You just crushing.
No,
crushing him
I said
again.
in that system. No, in that system.
Well, he had some moments where you go, for a guy that's making $40 million a year this year, you go, man, that play was there for you. This was, there's a handful of games
It's the only
where
way to explain how Jarrett Stidham could look better than Derek Carr ever did is because of his familiarity with that system.
he had Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and the number one rusher in football, right? And I think whenever that happens and all that kind of was successful for the most part, and then you go, wait, we're not winning games, you look at it and you go, wait. And then we can get into a few games where I know just specifically watching on film, whether it was the Jaguars game, the Rams game, where at the end of the game, the Steelers game, where there were some plays in the second half where you just go, man, you play too much football to miss that throw or not make this throw or all that.
Right.
And I think, again, they're from a place where they're like, wait, our quarterback makes that throw, hangs in the pocket, whatever, and it just wasn't their cup of tea.
So real quick
there.
before we let you go, Derek Carr had a lot of fun at the Pro Bowl.
Right.
And honestly, quick Pro Bowl take.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch those guys have fun.
It was. I agree.
They seemed to enjoy themselves, and that was a fun watch. But he had some fun at his own expense at times. Good sport that he is. Best fit for him before we let you go.
I mean, I think Houston's going to go QB, right? If Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is where I would like be the one place I would look at, I think Derek Carr could be the guy that could end up being there with the Jets.
The Jets?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't envision Carolina and Frank Reich going, let me try the new quarterback thing that's established again.
Yeah.
He's already got a reputation for that, right or wrong. I don't think it's really right to put that on him. But that situation, I just go, man, he's dealt with that enough here. I don't think you're going to start that again. The Colts are a team you look at to go, would they do that again? I have a hard time thinking
maybe
Chris
it's
Ballard,
Tampa if you want to be the guy to follow the guy.
Maybe Tampa. If Houston maybe wanted to go, maybe you want to draft a quarterback and we felt like he's going to take a little time to develop.
Yeah.
But as the time goes on, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Jets are the team that makes sense scheme-wise, that offense, and I don't know if they'll have to, whether it's free agency or trade. I don't. That's the other thing here, too, with Derek Carr, too. Will they trade for him? Are they going to cut him? Can he find another team that's going to pay him $40 million a year for sure? Those are the things that at least percolate in my brain.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.